Read the book I Kissed Dating Goodbye. I did that too when I was in college, and I do not recommend that book. As a matter of fact, the author does not recommend that book. Joshua Harris wrote that book, and basically the premise was don't date. God's going to send you your partner whenever you're ready, and you should wait to have relations until you're married, which is exactly what I did. And that was a bad decision. Joshua Harris also has gotten divorced from his wife and is no longer even a Christian, and has stopped publication of the book and has issued a national apology for writing that book, stating that it really caused a lot of harm for people because they didn't take the time to get to know someone and rely on their gut and instinct, and instead relied on them thinking that God's telling them that this is the one they're supposed to marry. Kind of like I did. I relied on this prophet that came to my church and said, this is the man you're supposed to marry. So I did. We didn't kiss until we got engaged. We didn't have sex until our wedding night. Mistake. Huge mistake. Look, friend, living with anybody is super hard. Hell, I love my kids unconditionally, more than anyone in the world, and they are still freaking hard to live with. It would be hard to live with Mother Teresa just because we're all flawed humans. First, you have to make sure there's compatibility. You guys value the same things in life and want the same things in life and have the same kind of goals in life. You have to make sure that there's connection, especially an emotional connection, and that you feel physically and emotionally safe to be around them. That you can completely be yourself, and that every time you ask for a bid for connection, they will connect with you. Otherwise, you can be married and feel extremely lonely in your marriage. So then you need to have chemistry with this person, which basically means like you really want to be around them, like your body wants to be around them. Now you can have that initially with just about anybody, but it won't last unless there's an intellectual and emotional connection. Look, friend, I believe that God gives us common sense for a reason, and so often churches and faith asks us to disregard our common sense in the name of faith. Paul says in Romans that God wrote his word in our heart. So we are going to listen to the word in our heart before we listen to somebody else's word or what somebody else wrote, including the Bible. Just trust the God inside of you, okay, my friend? Trust your gut. And most importantly, use your common sense and make sure you have an emotional connection, a mental connection, a spiritual connection, and a physical connection before you sign a contract with anybody.